Dan here, Lady Speed Shop, 57 Chevrolet. Again, Danielle, the 57 Chevrolets. I have the plasma cutter set up, which I very rarely use, and people are always asking me, why do you use a plasma cutter? I just don't like it. It's too technology for me. But what I'm going to do is blitz this floor into bits and pieces. We have a big pile of garbage. We have to go another dump run today, I think. And this is kind of the last bit of like big garbage I'll have to deal with. I do have to take some of the interior and stuff out, but I'm thinking if I just kind of blitz the front of the floor out first, then I can stand in there and I can maybe get the back seat and all that out. I put as many windows down as I could to try and avoid that. We'll try and avoid some fires. Maybe I should take the door panels out first. I don't know. I should. I know I should. The laziness factor is real. I wonder how many bolts this is to take out. Look at the cigarette lighters there. Oh, this one's seized. They slide forward and back. If I can take just the bottom bit out, maybe. That might be the plan. And then the seat. Oh, it's ready to come out. Maybe I'll just do all that then. Is that what you think we should do, Danielle? Comment section. So, yes. It'll be pretty simple. There's a line kind of right across here. This is all undercoating grossness, but that'll all come out nice. Kind of got lots of the rocker stuff all taken care of. And in the back here is a little bit of a screw around. So this actually all has to come out just so I can see what that deal is. I just don't want to take this thing further apart than I have to, but I guess we are putting in a full floor pan. So maybe it'll be a couple of things. There might be some, I'm on my sweater. Oh man, this floor is soft here. Or maybe I'm just a little tubby. Can I? Oh. What's this stuck on? Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh yeah. That's awful. Bummer, dude. Can you get me a Phillips head screwdriver? Is that possible?
Is that the star?
Yes, number 2, so like the medium-sized one. Ugh. See what this is all about. There appears to be a couple of fasteners. Ooh, this a little rusty, huh? Came out. Is there a light anywhere?
I don't know, I brought you that baby one.
Well, I lose lights quickly. Oh, actually, I got it. There's only 4 screws to hold this on. So we'll see how much of a hassle this is to take apart. Because honestly, this interior is kind of nice enough.
Why not just give it a good clean?
Yeah, we can almost just leave it. I was just gonna say, which is kind of not like us.
We should go get some like Mr. Clean sponges.
Where's the AstroTurf gonna go? The only thing I'm fighting now is
we'll find a place for the AstroTurf.
I used the bench seat on
The blue car.
the blue car, yeah. Which, I mean, it was the wrong color and what? Oh, there's another shoulder down there. So, but it was in really nice shape. I'd like to find another 2-door seat. Would be really nice in this thing, but I do have a couple of sets of buckets or whatnot. Oh, that's actually. Oh, this back window has been smashed at some point. So I guess we gotta decide if we want to take all of this out. Is it just a couple of screws? Oh, it looks like this has been repainted in the car because there's paint all over this stainless. I worry when I take all this out that it's so fragile that if you pull on it, it'll kind of tear. And in my experience, all this interior stuff, like the stitching, is just barely hanging on. And sometimes I think you're further ahead just to leave it instead of. There must be another fast. No, maybe not. Oh, and then I have like the switch. It's not terrible. Oh yeah. I don't like that. The front is all held together. I wonder. I guess I could use some welding blankets or something.
Yeah.
To get in there, maybe. Is that actually? I never found that light, eh? The inside's actually really nice shape. So that's slick to weld to. The problem I'm going to run into with all these things, this brace is for hardtop only, which I don't know if it'll be put back in or not. That is kind of irrelevant. And then there's this piece right here, which is hardtop only as well, which I might just cut a little sliver out of and weld it back together. This, I might not put this exact piece in. We'll see how rotten it is. If I can cut the floor out, it just joins side to side because obviously there's no post. So that was their version of, they put this little extra brace in here and this. And actually, I have two brand new one of these in the shed. I got years ago, I never put in. So I will get that. Okay, I'm gonna pull this other door panel out, the bottom section, and then we'll get all this junk out, and we'll see if we can blitz this floor up in a hurry. Then yeah, I think the plan is we'll get that cleaned up, maybe get the floor in, see how motivated I am, see how fast things go. Okay, see if I can cut this floor out in some bits. Leave the back section for now, I guess, but so I don't know where my consumables are to the plasma. So as it turns out, you need those. So we're going back to the zip disk. But luckily I just got this big honkin' battery and a whole bunch of zip disks, so I'll cut it out. Like the caveman would have. So Dan's gonna set the camera up and I'll just kind of let her rip. This unfortunately throw a few more sparks. I was kind of hoping to get most of them. When you plasma, it kind of goes straight down, so be a little bit aware of what I'm doing. I mean, the back glass is, I think the front glass has a chip or something in it. It's not terrible. And I got all the side glass then except for this, so I'll just try and be careful and you know, spray backwards, and I'll I got little fire blankets. I think, so I have the one? I had 2 or 3 of these. Hang them on the doors and see what we accomplish. Rats. So, we've deleted a fair amount of the floor. Now, gotta kind of make a choice as to how I want to do this pan. So, how lazy I want to be. Typically what I do is I cut it about here and then I just kind of weld the pan to it. Like I you know, kind of do like a butt joint. But this is kind of like, it's not terrible, but it's thin, and on this side it's thin. I kind of don't really want to do that. The way the floor pan is supposed to go is you put the whole thing on, and then this sits on top of the trunk. It's like a sandwich situation, like where the trunk ends. So to do that, this is one of those, how do you want to do the work? So I typically avoid doing that because you have to take out this, which is kind of lame. And this car has this other brace, which is for the rear shocks, which again is kind of irrelevant because we're not running these rear shocks in it. So it's kind of like, what ugliness do you want to deal with? So I'm not quite sure just yet what I want to do. Everything else is pretty much there. In the front, we have the zip cut here, so it gives a nice edge to weld to, so the front pan will fit in like nothing. And then on the sides, it might be hard to see Like, well, I gotta take out the rocker, what's left of it anyways. And then up top is not terrible. It's a little ugly in some of these bits, but I want to cut that out, and then that'll give us something. Because that scare there? The floor pan comes with the inner rockers, so it goes right on. You can just weld it up real easy, which is kind of nice. So yeah, and I still got to clean up in here and all sorts of ugliness. So that's kind of my plan. The camera ended up overheating or dying, or a combination of both. So I'm just gonna kind of keep doing that. Otherwise, doors still open and close easy, like all that sort of stuff is just fine. So I'm really not concerned about any of that. I think what we'll probably do, I'd like to take that out, but I really don't want to deal with taking the whole piece. So there's so many things. So I might be a little lazy, because the proper way of doing it is there's tack welds or spot welds the whole way up and all the way across. What I might do is just zip cut over and kind of leave part of it in there, and then just take part of it out, like, drill these out and cut the rest, and life won't be so bad. Oh, this has had some sort of a repair done here. Looks like that's like brazed on. That's wild. Doesn't look like it's all crunched or nothing. Maybe this thing was in an accident at some point in its life. I guess we'll see when we start digging into that quarter panel or something. And then yeah, same here, like this one, the inner rockers are junk and whatnot. So yeah, charge up the tunes and kind of carry on. There's a little section up in here which is kind of like mediocre at best, but it's like a little C channel. So no one ever sees it. I like to kind of put the new pan in, and there's a gap there. So once the new pan is in, we can weld it all across there, all that sort of stuff. And then we can use, we'll use new joint. I said I was gonna use one last, I didn't, but we'll put in new bushings. So put the new pan in, set on new bushings, put a couple of bolts in so you know it's where it's gonna be. And we kind of go from there, but look at that, this frame is still perfectly sturdy, even though it's rotten.
You know what's really nice is when we do put the pan in, we'll be able to get under the pan for adjustment, as opposed to when we're trying to do it from up top.
Yeah, it'll have its ups and downs, that's for sure. So I'd like to get it in. I don't know if we'll do it tonight or not yet, but for sure be ready for tomorrow. And then really once the pan is in, we can have that all welded. And that's kind of all I really have to do this thing until I start building the chassis. I mean, there's still a lot of stuff to do in the front and whatnot. Everything's just tacked together. But it's a pretty solid car again, and it's always motivating when it gets a little further along than this kind of sucks. But I also, the way I work, I don't like this, because right now the car is like worthless. But if we work for like another 2 days or whatever it is, and that pan is in and kind of tacked into place, all of a sudden now we have a 57 Chevy, 2-door hardtop with all the rust taken care of. And it just needs a little bit of tack welding or welding here and there, which anybody can kind of get their head around. And if it's on the new chassis, then it's like a car again.
Right now is when DD Speed Shop would swoop in and offer you $1,000.
This is where it's, yes, we started here, we're now here with a pile of parts ordered and on order, but then...
So really we're actually down here.
Yeah, but we're gonna slingshot past that and go all the way up to the top. So I guess I just gotta decide how I wanna do this. Yeah, I've done it like that lots before. I might just have to sneak it up another couple inches, because it's fine here.
Could you add like a little bit of sheet metal to it? Just
for sure you can, but I mean, the point, it was soft right here in the corner, but maybe it was just that one little bit. I could kind of, yeah, maybe it's fine. I'll just go up another inch or two. What I like about it is that we leave this existing back mount in, and then like here back is like perfect. There's no real issues. We'll have to undo it obviously when we lift the car. But at this point, these two, I think there's two in the front, are the only two that are centering this thing. So that way what's nice, in my mind, we put it in, this is gonna match. We know the back bolts will line up in the trunk. I think that's all this one has, yep. And then in the front here, we have, well, it's kind of hard to show, but the braces right here, you can look at it from the bottom here. from the bottom. Right here, there's a bolt, and that center is the cowl. So if the cowl is right, and this is right, and then we just make everything else kind of fit, it's all fine. And again, like, look at how much wiggle room there is in those mounts. So I guess that's what I want to do there. I don't really want to do, I'm trying to avoid just throwing useless sparks because I don't want to take all the glass out and all the interior's kind of nice. Like, look at that headliner. So
I'll get some Mr. Clean.
Yeah, we'll get all cleaned up.
And I think
But that's the thing, if we can just get this taken care of, then it goes in, then all of a sudden, like, the ugly, dirty work is done and everything will be in. Now we can put the windows down, we can like lift this thing properly, like it'll be sturdy and strong. Even though it's amazing to me, it can be like so rusty, it's this little wafer of rust, you're trying to pull it off and it just won't come out. It just frustrates me, but yeah. Okay, well, I'm gonna hate my life and mask up and kind of get down here and get this stuff kind of cleaned up while I can. Get all of it out so the new panel fit in, and then I really like to just slide it in tonight, but we'll see. We gotta take the steering apart and all that as well, which is kind of lame to do, especially because I don't know how much of this we're gonna use, which is a real kerfuffle. This may be a disaster the more I think about it. Like, this is like a power steering setup, so I don't know if there's any value to it. I don't plan on using it in any way, shape, or form. But
you're not gonna put power steering back in it?
I think what I'm gonna do is put that rack and pinion in it. So all this is useless. Like, so we can probably just cut the steering shaft and everything, I guess. I don't really know how that works, but yeah, I think I'd like to put the rack and pinion in and then kind of go from there. Or at the very least, yeah, we'll put like a tilt column in or something. Because these cars, to take it all apart, like the shaft comes all the way out, it's kind of a nightmare. Yeah. I think it's rapidly turning into a tomorrow job. I don't really feel like giving her till 2 o'clock in the morning. I do have to work tomorrow. Okay, let's get some more ugly work done, then maybe we'll have a little break for dinner. Then I can decide if I want to finish up tomorrow. So it's a new day. I think the camper probably died halfway through, but I got, if you want to come in that side, an abundance of cutting done. Most of the floor pan is out. Oh, I cut myself. Been on for 1 minute. So I cleaned up all the way at the front. I drilled holes in there for plug welding. I drilled holes in here for plug welding. Back here is gonna need some repair, but that's fine. I want to fix that when I have the floor pan in. I cut the bottom of the seat brace out so I could go up a little farther to get in some good metal. I don't think I'm going to go up to the top. Well, I'm not going to. The back bolts came out in this these body mounts, and it's all good and solid under there. So I'm happy with that. So I'm going to trim the other floor basically right in front of those kind of body mounts. I'm just going to set it on top for now, and then we'll cut that to fit. Both the sides here, like I said, they both need a little bit of repair, but it's like a little C-channel that fits up well against the floor pan, and they get kind of welded together. So I think what I want to do is put the floor in, get that all dialed, get that on the other car, other frame, sorry, and we'll kind of go from there. So that's kind of that. I mean, there's not much here. I'm fighting out how much bracing, if any, I want to do. I kind of feel like none is the right amount out of laziness. We shut the doors. I can't imagine it's much different than putting some bars in. I mean, I guess you could bar it side to side and do all those things, but you know what? It is what it is. It's my car, and I'm not going to do that. So the next step is up front. I think I'm going to do a little bit of work. Look at, like, you can see how much we cut out. Lots. Up front, we have to lift the body. The front part of the body, we're going to tilt it. Has to come off the frame, which on these Tri-5s is a bit of a hassle because the steering box has the rod going right through it. There's no joint there to disconnect, so you can cut it, or you have to kind of unbolt everything. So, and this thing, I don't think I'm going to use it, but it does have power steering, which maybe has some value to someone else. the way this deal operates is it actually has the generator, and off the back of the generator is the power steering, which is kind of a neat setup, but we're never going to use it. And then that obviously is your power steering, which goes in, and the box, I don't know if it's a stock box or something different with it. I've never had one of these, but it basically has a RAM assist is how the power steering works. Instead of having a power box, it has a RAM. I think old Mustangs were like that as well. I think it's pretty junky and antiquated. I don't think we're going to use it. I also know that the tie rods and all that is different on power steering versus non-power steering setups. Oh, a knife. So I think I'm just going to take a little bit of time. This is all like vacuum line and just junk. Cut all this out. I think I'm just going to kind of cut the tie rods, take some of the steering apart, and I should be able to flip the box and everything upside down and just like ratchet strap it to the car somehow. And then now allow the front to come up, because again, we're going to slide the pan in like a baking sheet. We're making Tri-5 Chevy floor pan cookies. So that's that. I have to take this down. I'm going to prepare this. So what I'll probably do, these are the braces or whatever, the mounts I was talking about. So I'm going to cut this one like right here, the whole way across. I might go a little up here, doesn't really matter. I'm going to clean up the sills, maybe drill some holes in that in case there's some plug welding to be done there. And I'm going to clean up the front as well, because that's going to fit flush with the toe boards. The toe boards need a little bit of repair, but ultimately once we get this in there and we get just a few welds in it, it'll be very sturdy and I'll be happy with it. So that's what I've been up to. Sucks. 100 zip disks and every battery I had was dead. So I said, I'll take this all apart. We'll come back with the floor pan. Hopefully it'll just be set in here maybe, and we'll get the engine crane out, hoist her up, and I'd like to get it slid in this video. And then maybe tomorrow Danny's got some friends coming over, so I can just spend a little bit of time. And I'll start doing a little bit of welding and some patchwork, and it's a Dan video. Okay, well, I'll see you in 45 minutes. This thing, I can close the, the door. It's all dark out. I snipped the back off the pan, hammered some stuff straight, drilled a bunch of holes, did a little bit of grinding, so it'll all be good. What?
Just the way you're saying it.
I've done this 50 times. Ripped all the front end apart. I unbolted the steering, got it all jacked up there so it's kind of crooked, and I put a ratchet strap in there. So all I've done for bracing is I shut the doors. Let's see what happens, shall we? I'm hoping there's no cracking of glass, but at the end of the day, away she goes. This is where am I a hero or am I a zero? Doesn't look like anything's attached there. I don't remember, we did that other hardtop, I think the same way. So I think it was fine. I don't know if I did any welding on that one, but it was such a pile, that car, that I really had zero care. Is it still going up somewhat straight? Honestly, the door gap didn't even change, so I'm going to call that good. Feels like it's getting heavier. Is it kind of going up tilted? These are all questions, Danielle.
Your way, but also that's just where the anchor is more in your direction. Now it's definitely tilting me up.
It's probably just cram it against the back there. So as always, this is sketchy, but if you're not under it, it's not that dangerous, because worst case it falls and it's just metal. So keep that in mind. How am I going to do this with these ramps? I probably should have taken those off. Okay, mint. You'll edit out all the heavy breathing, right? Watch out. Okay. Lock. Lock it in. Something's definitely stuck there. Okay. Jammered. Okay. This has to kind of go up there. Hopefully. Oh, the steering. That's a nice noise, eh? I have to get it over somehow. So we're gonna run out of height. Just go till it feels sketchy and give it one more pump. Now we're hitting the steering again. Darn. I should have just torched that off. Okay. Oh, come on. You bugger. You know what? We'll just put her in sideways. Figure it out once it's past the steering. Wow. Okay. We're in the ballpark. So now, let's kind of eyeball this this garbage up. So the brace is back there. Oh, it's gonna have to lift. That's the situation we're in. What do you think? Can you push it with the broom or something? Or get in there and just give it a push. I gotta hold it up. Just don't, feel free to don't get under it. Do it from the center. Where you're
Right here, okay?
No, the center. Like step, or just get a broom and push the tunnel, you know what I mean?
Yeah, hold on.
It's a nice car now. Okay, push it. Okay, whoa. I think that should be mint. Look at you. You're basically a floor installer. Here, I'll turn the heat on for you. So that, you can see the brace, like there's no bushings in it, so obviously it's not the right height, but all I wanted to do was just get this thing in there. Is it, hopefully it's going okay on that side?
It looks like there's a fair bit of space. Don't super know how it should look, to be honest. It's tight.
Oh, there we go. It just has to go back a slightest amount by the looks of it. But you know what? I think we can probably just do it now. Take all the weight off of that. So that's good. See if the door will still open. And only fell down some. And then, where's my big pry bar? Do you see the pry bar anywhere, baby?
Yeah, it's underneath the lid.
Oh yeah. We actually could do this from underneath if we wanted to, but so just give that one of those. It's close. This has to go up still. So it's got a little bit of torsion on it. You can just stand there and you can look through. So I'm just trying to work the pan back. Man, this door bracing, schmacing. Okay. There we go. Okay, so that'll fall down now. This side's good. That side must be caught a little. And we have it so the floor is sitting, it's a black floor, new floor is sitting on top of the old floor. Oh yeah, just a little piece of metal there it's caught on. So it's caught under this. How are we gonna fix that?
Should we just lift it up?
No, because the floor pan has to go up. I need like a pick bar. Where's that? See if I can jostle it. Either the rocker has to go out or the floor has to go over, or a little of both. Nope. How can I? Let me just. It's like we're putting on mountain tires old school here. Just caught at the front here. There we go. I feel like something happened.
Yeah, I heard something pop out.
This is unfortunately all rotten here. It's just a little unhappy. Oh, mind you, there's no bushings. So it's going to want to fall down. We got to put some bushings in the thing. But should be able to. Is there a hammer? Just kind of knock this into place. It must just be, I guess, how it is because there's no rubber bushings under it. We'll have to just put a floor jack under it and lift it up because the front of the floor is low and the back of the floor is high because we have material there. Obviously, it's jammed up against. But I'm going to call that. I'm going to call that a victory for today, Danielle.
Heck yeah.
And then, is the door still closed? Not bad. So there you have it. The hillbilly way of putting a full floor pan in. I will say, you know what? Being out here, I miss Reg from Walker Auto in Winnipeg. If you guys are in there or close to him or whatever, appreciate what you got there. That man he likes to talk to you, but he's a super nice guy and he gets you whatever you need and at reasonable prices. I think he could, after being out here, I'd be paying double what I was paying with him. Now I did get some body shop pricing but when you're buying 3-car worth of stuff off a guy every year, he does kind of help you out, which I sure do appreciate. He would deliver stuff to my house, all sorts of things. I sure do miss that guy. I wonder if we can maybe, is that pry bar still somewhere, the red handle one?
Didn't you put it in the car?
I don't remember, but with that out of the way, I might be able to pry on this.
It's in the car.
I want this bar. Why have all the pry bars? You're not going to use all the pry bars. Well, the car still has to come down, so it's definitely hung up on the floor. There we go. Yeah, this side's jammered on something. Once we get that, then we can set the old girl down. Not quite. Well, it's jammered right in there, yeah. The floor pan's caught in the rocker there for some reason. Is there a flathead screwdriver anywhere? Or that other bar? The chrome one? Try and separate these guys. Oh, I might have made it slightly worse. No, what is that? Okay, well, I gotta mess with that, but obviously it's two pieces of metal are not happy together, which we have to figure out. So maybe I'll just take a minute real quick and do that. I'd like to have this thing down just so I can show it be done, because this is ridiculous. If it doesn't actually work, why can you? It can't be done. So obviously this rocker, I've just bent it, but it's in the way of the floor somehow, so we'll have to get that taken care of right quick. Let's outro this. So we're a half, if you look at whatever you want to look at there, we're a half a rocker, you know, whatever out, which is, I'm going to say I'm tired, the distance of a mount. So that's cool.
So what did you end up doing here?
I ended up putting a floor jack and a block of wood on the floor and beat it with a hammer until it went into place. So, and same thing, you can see a little bit of shiny. So what's going to happen is the floor is going to go up, and the other thing we'll do, the car is mostly lined up. I broke all these bolts, but see how it's got to go over just a hair, but it's close. So what I'll do is I'll bolt this down with a bushing there and there. We have bushings in the back. We'll bolt those down so the car will be locked down to the frame, and then we'll push the floor pan up a little bit with a bar or whatever. I'll set my little hockey pucks in. I have a bunch of brand new ones. I don't know if this has hardware or not. Sounds like it does. Is there bolts in here? No. Okay, I'm buying bolts tomorrow. But we'll put these in just temporarily, and that will lift the floor up. Body will be pulled down. Vice grips and tech screws, whatever you need to hold it so it's level, and we'll go from there. Now the other thing is, this thing comes with a bunch of washers, and it should be shims. Literally the directions will say, once it's all together, shim the body. So there's no rhyme or reason to this whatsoever. Oh, I left this door open. Still closed. I mean, look at how floppy this thing is. So we're in the ballpark. But look at this door gap now when the door's closed. It's still pretty decent, right? It's a little gappy at the top, but I'm thinking once we bolt this thing down, push the floor up, we'll make sure we do that with some ratchet straps, whatever we have to do. Didn't break any glass, didn't do nothing. I'm gonna say it's tried, tested, and true. I've done this on, we've done it, we've done all the work. You know what, actually I've done it on as many hardtops as I think sedans. I've done it on my black car. I remember I did it on that convertible, which was a nightmare, and the car folded in half.
That one was a bad one, yeah.
I did that other two-door hardtop. I did my 57 for sure. Did I do a 50? I must have done a 55 at some, by Nomad, which was, again, I've done more hardtops than sedans. I was worried about bracing it. Should have just watched the videos. That guy knows what he's doing. So there we have it. Floor pan in. This thing looks terrible still. But once we, I'll spend tomorrow getting it in a spot welding it all together, and actually today the Speedway order showed up while we were at work. You know, could the delivery guys deliver commercially during the day to the people who are at work, and then maybe after 4 o'clock for us working stiffs, you know, the residential delivery, so we have a note on the door that we have to wait for tomorrow? Is that me that just thinks that way? So we'll have this all dialed, and then tomorrow all the stuff will show up for that chassis, except I'm going out of town for 3 days. So I'll have a bunch of parts to come back to. I think I might clean up a little bit tonight and do a dump run before I head out of town. Maybe we'll do that late night tonight, huh? Fun times. But that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment below. Don't be scared to do a floor pan and whatever your jalopy is, because anybody can do it with minimal tools. We used a engine crane, some pry bars, and a hammer and a grinder. Just that easy. See you in the next one.
Hey, good thing you had these gloves.
Oh yeah, I got a good deal on them. Actually, you know, I had these. I split the other ones right on the finger. I cut right into the grinder.
But not your finger?
No, just the gloves.
Safety.
This looks good. I'm really happy with this. This is, again, I don't know what floor pan this is, again from Reg, but these ones fit nice. Some metal stuff doesn't fit nice. This fits nice. So go buy one. Give Reg, tell Reg Dan needs a deal because shipping's expensive. See you in the next one.